Hey, welcome back. Today, we're jumping into something that is totally changing the game for service businesses. HVAC, roofing, home improvement, all of them. We're going to talk about how AI is taking customer communication, which is often a massive headache, and turning it into a powerful engine for growth.
So let's just kick things off with a question that, well, it might keep you up at night. How much does your voicemail really cost you? And look, I'm not talking about your phone bill. I'm talking about the lost jobs, the missed opportunities. I mean, the actual potential customers who hang up and just call your competitor the second they can't get a hold of you. And that question right there, it perfectly sums up this core challenge that we're calling the service business dilemma. Let's actually break down the three biggest pain points that pretty much every single service business is dealing with. Okay, first up, the most obvious one. When a customer needs your help, they usually need it like right now. And if their call goes to some old school voicemail, they don't wait around. Nope, they just hang up and move on to the next company on their Google search. And just like that, that lead is gone, probably for good. And, it's not just about phone calls anymore. We live in this instant on-demand world. So when a lead comes in from your website or a text or an email, they expect a response immediately. It doesn't matter if it's 2 in the afternoon on a Tuesday or 10 p.m. on a Saturday. Trying to meet that 24/7 expectation with a purely human team, it's basically impossible. So what's the traditional solution, right? You just hire more people, more customer service reps to answer the phones and reply to messages. But every single new hire adds a ton of cost. We're talking salary, benefits, training, the whole shebang. Scaling your team to keep up with demand gets really expensive really fast. So if hiring more and more people isn't the scalable answer, then what is? This is where we make a little pivot. We're moving from the problem to the solution. Let's talk about a totally new way to think about this, the AI growth engine. So what in the world is an AI growth engine? Well, think of it like this. It's an AI platform that completely flips the script. It turns customer communication from something that just costs you money, a cost center, into something that actively makes you money. And that's the whole mindset shift right there. Communication stops being just an operational chore and becomes your best tool for generating real revenue. Now, that all sounds great in theory, but how does it actually, work in the real world? We're going to pop the hood and look inside a platform called Hatch to see the mechanics of how this technology actually turns those simple conversations into closed deals. All right, so the whole system really boils down to 4 core functions. You've got Answer, which is all about instantly handling everything coming in. Then there's Nurture, which automates all your follow-up. Third is Unify, which brings every conversation into one spot. And finally, Customize, which trains the AI on your specific business. We're going to dive a little deeper into those first 3. First up is Answer. This is your front line. The AI instantly engages every single person who reaches out, 24/7. It's smart enough to filter out all the junk, the spam and the support calls, from the real leads. And here's the real game changer. It can automatically book qualified appointments right onto your calendar without a human ever having to touch it. Next, we've got function number 2, Nurture. And this is huge because, let's be real, not every lead is ready to buy the second they call. The AI uses these automated sequences over text, email, even voice to follow up on estimates, to re-engage old leads you probably thought were dead, and to check in with past customers. It's that persistent, personalized follow-up at a scale that, honestly, no human team could ever keep up with. And the third function is all about unifying. So instead of having customer conversations scattered all over the place, different apps, different inboxes, everything, and I mean both the AI and the human conversations, lives in one central command center. This gives you total visibility. You can see what's going on and track your performance and, most importantly, your return on investment. Okay, now for my favorite part. Does this stuff actually work? Let's look at some real-world results from companies that have put this AI growth engine into practice. And spoiler alert, the numbers are pretty staggering. So check this out. This is a quote from Jason Dowdy. He's the COO over at Pella. He says, "We grew over 30% last year, and we didn't add any people to do all that work." I mean, come on, that's the dream, isn't it? Serious growth without your overhead and your payroll just ballooning out of control. And this number just nails the point home. 30% revenue growth with 0 new staff hired to handle all that extra work. That is the power of using AI to really scale your operations. Okay, here's another one. Ren Rogers at Peden, he was focused on a really specific problem,
All those calls that came in after 5 p.m. or when his team was just swamped. He says they nearly tripled their conversion rate on those calls. And why? It's simple. The AI was there to answer instantly, every single time.
Just think about that for a second. All those leads that used to just go to voicemail and vanish, they were suddenly being captured and converted at 3 times the rate. That is pure profit that's just recovered from what used to be a black hole of missed opportunities.
And this one might be the most mind-blowing of all. Matt Tyner at Bone Dry Roofing, he talks about rehash, which is basically going back to old cold leads. His team, supercharged by AI automation, closed over $7 million in business from leads they probably would have just ignored otherwise.
$7 million. And listen, that's not from spending more on ads. That is revenue that was already sitting right there in their database, just waiting for someone or something to unlock it with consistent automated follow-up. It's a perfect example of that nurture function we just talked about.
So look, when you start putting all these pieces together, a really clear strategic picture starts to form. This is all about a fundamental shift in how you think about growing your business. It's about scaling your revenue, not your headcount. This slide just lays it out perfectly. You've got 2 paths. The traditional model on the left, it's linear. As your revenue goes up, your staff costs go up right alongside it. But the AI-driven model on the right, it breaks that link. More leads flow into the AI system, it handles the volume, and that lets you scale your revenue without scaling your costs. Your profit margin just gets healthier. So, if there's one key takeaway, it's this. AI isn't just another software tool you buy. When you do it right, it becomes the fundamental infrastructure for your growth. It's as essential to scaling your business as your accounting software or your fleet of trucks. And that really brings us to our final thought. I want to leave you with this question, just to chew on for your own business. If you could reliably automate every single routine customer conversation, what could your human team finally be freed up to do? What new level of growth in customer service could you possibly unlock?